COVID-19, why you do this to me? I really don't like being stuck in quarantine. I have no toilet paper, I don't even have a snack. Hey, coronavirus, I want my life back.
Okay, here's your first look at me now that I've sort of combed what I was cutting yesterday. If you see here, boy, I cut a lot more than I should have here. This'll take a while to grow back in. And the goatee, we should have been doing a count on the days of the goatee. What's that, about a week now for the goatee? More or less. They say it takes 10 days before it looks like anything, so it still doesn't look like a heck of a lot. I'm still not. Who was the one who put me up to this, by the way? Was that Kelly? It was Diana. I don't know, Diana, if I'm going to keep this. I'm not sure. We will see. How is everybody doing today? I hope you had a wonderful day. Beautiful sunshine here in southern Ontario right now, and that's good. Going to get hot. And then I heard the Weather Network release their forecast for the summer, and it's going to be, they said, a little warmer, wetter, and cooler. I'm not sure in what particular order. We're going to have a lot of fun today because we are going to talk about something that fascinates me, and that is Rube Goldberg machines. Those are those machines, and to call them a machine, it's right, but when we think of machines, we think of like a washing machine, a dishwasher, something that's mechanical, run by electricity or battery power. But the Rube Goldberg machines are those very, very complex everyday items that are somehow tied together, almost like dominoes, to perform a very simple task. And we have some amazing kids who have put together some amazing Rube Goldberg machines. We're going to be doing that in just a few minutes. But as usual, dealing with our stress, dealing with our anxiety as isolators, we start out with what we are grateful for. And I hope you spend the day sort of looking at things that you are grateful for. Who's first off the mark, Parker? Who's the first one? You're going way back there. Hold on. We're looking. Hold on. Everybody says good evening first. So there we go. Grateful for our daughter coming home. Well, that's good, Lori. I'm glad to hear that. I hope she's staying for a while. What else do we have? I'm grateful for mistakes that make us feel better. Now, are you talking about my hair cutting abilities? Is that what you're talking about? I'm grateful for a really nice visit from a friend at 6 feet distance. No hugging, but so nice. It is nice to see friends. It's going to be weird, isn't it? It's going to be amazing when we start seeing people for the first time. I'm grateful for my barbering skills. Mike Robin. You know what? Okay, Mike, for those of you who know Mike, he's bald. Okay? So I'm just saying that. I'm grateful for this day. It's almost over with. And Pam, what was Pam? I'm sorry, I missed Pam's. Patricia, I'm grateful the day is almost over with. And then I missed Pam. There it is. I'm grateful for the backyard on this glorious day. Okay, two more. Grateful to my husband for doing the supper dishes. Well, I hope he does them every night. I hope so. And one more. What do we got? Where is it? Oh, it's up there. Sorry. Grateful for a walk and socially distanced lunch with my mom. Slowly, we're coming out of isolation, everybody. Slowly, we are coming out of it. But until then, there have been some wonderful, wonderful things that have been happening online. And one of them is the engagement of young kids, of students, challenging them. And I find it kind of interesting because we're putting kids, as long as we keep them challenged, they keep thriving. So I'm wondering what advantages we are going to see when isolation is over of the homeschooling, of being away from some of their peers sometimes, because sometimes you can feel very self-conscious in a group of students, in a group of kids. But there is an organization called KAGAS, and I'm going to tell you what that means in a moment. So stay with me for that. But they put a challenge out to students to make, bless you, to make a Rube Goldberg machine. And I'm going to explain Rube Goldberg in just a moment. But first of all, I want to go to one of my favorite YouTube stars. And his name is Joseph, and it's Hersher. Hersher. I had to get his last name because I know it's Joseph. And he has a site called Joseph's Machines. And what he does is he puts together the most incredible Rube Goldberg machines. So watch this.
Moi j'aime trop gitane. Qu'est-ce que boxicane. Donne jus de la
Absolutely amazing. I encourage you to go to YouTube and search Joseph's Machines. They're absolutely mesmerizing. So let's talk a little bit about Rube Goldberg, and then I want to bring my guest on. Okay, let's take a look. He was a cartoonist, a sculptist, an artist.
Well, folks, there she is, the Rube Goldberg door opener upper. Sure, I know they have a gadget called an electric eye that does practically the same thing. But that's no good for a waiter. Now, here's what happens. You see, waiter places cat B on pile of dirty dishes A. Now, cat B sees mouse C. Of course, this is a stuffed mouse because he must be used for the next waiter. Now, cat jumps on mouse C, causing lever D to lift lighted candle E, which ignites fuse F and sets off bomb G, opening door H very gently.
Rube was prolific in these cartoons, and they're amazing. This is a self-wiping napkin that, if you follow along, makes sense, but is silly. And that's what's so wonderful about it. So let's talk about the Canadian Association for Girls in Science, CAGIS. And they have put out a challenge to some of their members this week.
Your job is to build a Rube Goldberg machine. What is a Rube Goldberg machine? It's a machine that completes a simple task in a really complicated way. We're going to be joining the global Rube Goldberg machine bar of soap challenge for this one. The challenge is to build a machine that will drop a bar of soap into someone's hands in 10 to 20 steps. Okay, engineers, you have a week. We can't wait to see what you come up with. Now it's time for me to wash my hands.
And Dr. Larissa Vangeli Yermeko. And I want to make sure I get that. Vangelis Yermeko. Am I close?
So close.
I'm so close. Dr. Larissa is what you go by most of the
It's a
time.
little easier, yes.
Did you build that?
I did. I made that at home. Yeah.
Using some of your kids' toys.
Yes, actually, some of the toys that I still have from when I was a kid.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right now I'm at my mom's house, so she's kept a lot of things that have been coming in handy during the pandemic as we're trying to challenge kids at home.
That's right. You're joining us from London today, and thank you very much for doing that. This challenge is one of many challenges that you put out for the kids that join up with Kagas. Where did this one come from?
So this was part of the global Rube Goldberg Bar of Soap Challenge. So the granddaughter of Rube Goldberg is still putting out Rube Goldberg machines and challenges on a yearly basis. And so we decided to join up this week as part of the global Rube Goldberg Challenge so that our girls could enter our challenge, but also enter the global challenge.
I would think when I would think about machines like this and having to make them I would think of high school kids, older teenagers. These are kids 8, 9, 10 years old, and they're brilliant.
Yeah, I think sometimes we underestimate kids as to how smart they are and how much they can accomplish on their own. So within Kagas, we often challenge the kids to explore, be creative, have their own little adventures, because there's so much that they can do on their own.
Okay, well, you've sent me a couple of examples, so we'll hear the kids, but we'll talk a little bit through them as well.
Hi, my name is Darsh, and my name is Ishana, and this is our Rube Goldberg machine. So once I push this down, it will trigger this. Then it will push out this cup, and then this toilet paper will roll. It will roll with this, and then it will trigger this lightsaber, and it will push that car. And if this car pushes, then it'll go here, and then this will fall down. But there's a rope here, so it will go here, and then this should be here. So there's a rope, so it should come in there. And over here, we put a broom here so it could be a support. And we put it all the way here. We put some toilet paper here for keeping it swinging back. And over here, we just tied some rope. And then we put the soap bar in here. Sarge, could you pass me some soap? Sure.
I'm from Kagas, London, and the task I want my Rube Goldberg machine to do is to give me a water bottle. So the first part of my Rube Goldberg machine is that I put a ping pong ball through this pole. It will hit this chain of dominoes, which will hit this ping pong ball, which will be near the hairdryer. The air from the hairdryer will put the ping pong ball through the pole, and it will hit the next set of domino chains. And the dominoes will hit this ball, which will land in the cup, which is part of the pulley system. And the cup will go down, and the water bottle will go up and be put into my hand. I'll now be demonstrating my machine.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Hold on one second. Hold on. We're still talking with Dr. Larissa right now out of London. You got a sneak peek at our guest there. Just one moment. You know what I think the most satisfying thing about those videos is the look on these kids' faces at the very end.
I agree. It's such a feeling of accomplishment when all of the different pieces work out and the bar of soap drops into your hand.
And that it worked. Because in a lot of cases, these kids are doing it 10, 20 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a lot of testing. It takes some really great engineering skills. So they're learning a lot of engineering, a lot of physics and motion from it. So it takes And just like a real engineer would do, it takes testing, testing, testing to get it right.
And these are the lessons we're learning, right? And having fun doing it.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to bring in my next guests right now, but first we're going to take a look at their submission. This is Tula and Ma'am. Hand me the soap, please.
Hey sis,
Yeah?
could you help me? I can't reach the soap.
Oh, of course. One sec. Rube Goldberg!
Vegas 2020. Thanks for the challenge.
Oh, and Tula and Ma'am join us right now from their home here in Toronto, along with their mom, Lorraine, who also happens to be a teacher and helps head up a STEAM club here in Toronto. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good.
And who's
How are
that?
you?
Who's that guy back there?
Huh?
who is that guy? we have to introduce the people in the video.
Tula, Mayim, Ramses, and Lorraine Van Zon.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, ladies. You did an incredible job on that. How many times did you have to do it to get it to work right?
8, 9, 10. 10 to 15 times, definitely. Or maybe even we went up to 20 or 25.
A lot of times.
A lot of times.
So, okay, now, Tula, you were 10. Mayim, you were 8.
My mom made a mistake. I'm 9.
You're 9.
I'm sorry. Her birthday just passed. She's not.
Okay. All right. We will keep reminding people of that. Now, you have set this up again for me, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to try it again in a few minutes. So you now, Lorraine, you have there's the Toronto STEM Club, but you also call it STEAM. Why?
It stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. Arts is a very important component, as we're all finding out, to be included in the STEM program. We're making it STEAM, and also makes it a lot more inclusive for a lot more students who are maybe more interested in design. So they're also included in the technology workshops that we do.
Dr. Larissa, one of the things that we have had trouble with in the past is getting girls into STEM. And so a real big push has been coming in the last couple of years to do that. Are we doing better?
Yes and no. So we are doing better on the younger end of the spectrum. So KGIS, for example, has monthly events where we bring girls to meet STEM experts and do fun hands-on activities. Through KGIS and other groups like it, there has been an increase at different levels of education. But it's not as much as we might expect by this point. So if we look and we compare over time, for example, the number of women in engineering programs, it was increasing up until late 90s, early 2000s. It started to drop down again, so it still needs work. Typically, we talk about critical mass. You typically need around 33% in order to have it self-sustaining. And in some fields, we've gotten there and past it. And in other fields, we're not quite there yet. There are a lot of barriers, unfortunately, that girls and women face at different levels that just make things a little bit harder to enter the field.
Hey, Tula and Mayim, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but your mom and Dr. Larissa, I don't want to say they tricked you, but I mean, they're making learning fun. And so how does that feel? What did you learn? What do you think you learned?
Well, I think I pretty much learned first of all, how much I can do. And second of all, I learned all of this stuff has to do with a whole bunch of science. And now I know how much stuff can make other stuff happen.
Mm-hmm. And Lorraine, I loved Tula's answer at the beginning there. I'm now aware of how much I can learn.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So congratulations. Mission accomplished.
Thank you. KGIS has been such a wonderful organization to join for my girls. So thank you very much, Dr. Larissa, and everybody who volunteers. It's such a great experience for them. So thank you.
Thank you so much. We love having your participation.
And Dr. Larissa, how do people get their kids involved? What's the criteria?
Well, it's for kids and teens. Our in-person events are for girls. Our online activities are for anyone, and they can visit our website at girlsinscience.ca and find more information. We've also got a KGIS at Home page that is for anyone that they can visit to participate.
What did you think of Tula's answer about she was impressed with how much she could learn?
I loved Tula's answer. I think that's such an important thing, such an important skill, is that it's not about what we've learned, but it's about how to learn and to build that that confidence to know that if there's something that you don't know, you know that you can find it out.
That's you know what? I never even thought about that. And that's why the mistakes are important.
Exactly.
So
failure is a part of learning.
This didn't work because this particular marble went to the left too much and not to the right. How do I make it go more to the right? So you're figuring things out with the mistakes. So honestly you don't want it to work the first time, maybe.
Exactly. I think that there's so much learning that's involved in failure and making mistakes and errors. And I use the word failure because that's an actual term that's used in engineering. Often you test things to the point of failure. That's what the goal is, so that you can make sure you improve it and that it works properly in the expected conditions.
Yeah, failure is a word I use for myself a lot too. So that's good. Maybe I should have been an engineer. I don't know. What is your background, Dr. Larissa?
My background is as a vision scientist. So I study how the brain processes visual information and how we see, essentially.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Lorraine, let's talk a little bit about doing this at home.
Sure.
What do you think the difference would have been had Tula and Mayim done this in a school setting with a number of other kids? Better, worse?
I really can't answer that. I like the idea of having a group of kids working on a project because then there's so many more minds involved, and mistakes that my girls may not make, other students will make, and so they can learn from that. Here, you're kind of guided by your parents because ultimately, we're parents. When we're working with them, we're not necessarily educators. My husband works at U of T, and he's also a scientist. So we come to it through that lens. We're looking at it through that lens. But I do love the idea of them learning with other students so that they can all learn from each other. That is such an important part of learning from other students and with your peers.
And Tula and Mayim, who cleans up the mess?
We both do together. Yes, we actually, all of us do.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Every single one.
Okay. Yeah.
Do that.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, I want you. Are you able to pick up? What do you want? A laptop right now, or what do you want? Okay. Are you able to pick it up? And I want Tula and Mayim to walk us through everything.
Sure.
Okay.
Please.
I'll pick. Yep.
Okay,
I'll pick it up and
hold
move
on.
it over.
Yep.
Okay. From the
Okay.
beginning.
1 second, please. Just let me get closer to you. Okay.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
From the beginning, over here, the ball rolls.
Yeah.
Which hits the car. And it hits the car, which goes through a tunnel we like to add, and then hits the dominoes. It falls. The last domino is hits the car, which moves only this ball, but it has to have 2 balls to do it.
What? Why?
And
Why?
because to keep this up, it's not enough to just have one of them. It has to have 2. And if there's 3 balls, then it's harder for the car to push it, to push the structure away so it could fall and hit.
Did you try it with 3 and with 1?
Yes, we did.
Wow. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah. And so the next structure hits the wheel, the wheels, which roll and hit the trains, which hit the pole. Well, the broomstick whole thing, which will pull the Barbie hanger out of the place, which will make the ball roll, and the ball will roll, which makes, so you can see, makes it go.
Okay. I don't want to set it off yet.
Makes it go down the track.
Okay.
And then falls here, which knocks the weight, who will be on the edge later.
Okay, wait, hold on. I want to catch up. Where's the weight? Oh! Okay, that's all right.
That happens a lot. It'll go down, hit the weight, which has a string. When the weight falls,
oh my gosh,
the credit card will fall this way, which will make there no more support for the soap, which will make the soap fall down the slide, and then it lands in the sink.
Wow, Dr. Larissa, what's your thought on this?
It looks amazing. It looks really complicated, and I'm wondering whose credit card that is. Do they get them?
It's just mine.
Oh,
it's not real.
It's just an Earth Ranger's credit card.
Okay. All right. So, do you need to reset everything there? Is it okay?
Oh, okay. It's only a little bit. It only takes a little while.
Okay.
Only the parts that will pretty much fall right away.
So, so the Barbie hanger is integral here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to try this? Okay, I'll let you reset.
Okay. Are you guys ready to try it? Almost ready?
I'm gonna let you reset it.
Sorry.
Lorraine, what kind of science is your husband into?
Sorry. Sorry. It's me here.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
What kind of science? You say he's into science at U of T. So what does he do?
Yeah, he's a theoretical physicist.
Oh.
Yeah, and so he's working.
Should not be doing this.
He's working on he's working in supercomputing right now.
Oh. Should be using the power of my mind to get that soap into my hands, maybe with him. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. And Dr. Larissa, this is the thing. There's so many different disciplines that come into play here in the different sciences and math. So, I mean, it truly is a STEM project.
It is. Within a Rube Goldberg machine, and pretty much within any area of STEM, you have everything involved with it. So here we can see that it involves design, it involves engineering, it involves physics. Everything is incorporated into it.
All right, they're getting ready. I feel like I'm doing the announcing right now at the launch pad the other day for SpaceX. We're just standing by right now. They're loading up the fuel and getting the Barbie hanger in place. I think they mentioned the Barbie hanger during that from Mission Control.
Yeah.
We don't need Bob.
Okay.
Are you all set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you guys ready?
Now, I
We're
think
ready.
we need.
Where you are.
So
Okay.
we need yes.
Alrighty.
We need the acting. So you should be sitting. You should be sitting down reading something.
Yes.
Already the acting.
Yes, this is important. All right. And 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, she's coming in. Turning on the water. Oh, she can't reach the soap. What will she do?
Yeah? Couldn't you help me? I can't reach the soap. Oh, okay, one sec.
See, at that point, Sis should just say, well, get it yourself. I'm sitting here. Oh! Okay, what?
That's fine.
All right, let's examine what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about what happened. Come over.
So, just on the spot, so we took lots of tapes, but only one of them really did it. We took lots of them before we actually did it. And it worked really well, but we can't really do it at a certain spot at a certain time because then really it might fail And then if it does, then like we might have to do it all over again, which takes a while to set up, like 5 minutes. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to wait that long.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get you to set it up one more time. Okay? I'm going to talk to Dr. Larissa for a moment, and before the end of the show, we're going to give it one more shot. Okay?
Got it.
All right. So we'll get back to you guys in just a moment. Dr. Larissa, it is tough enough at people our age who, when we make mistakes, to get discouraged. How do we encourage our kids not to allow the mistakes to set us back?
I think that it's simply talking to them about that it's a learning process. So instead of being disappointed, if you can almost be excited about mistakes, like, wow, that was really great. One part didn't work here. What can we learn about what didn't work? Then it's just a part of the process as opposed to something that's too disappointing. And that's going to happen in life. And so I think it's actually important that kids understand and learn about that, because at different points in life, there's nothing ever goes perfectly throughout your entire lifespan. And so if you will kind of develop that viewpoint early on, that mistakes are okay and they're a learning process so that we can fix them for the future, then it can set kids up pretty well for the future.
And I think by watching that, not only the launch earlier this week, but the docking, and we saw there were mistakes. There were things that didn't work the way they were supposed to. Thank goodness there really wasn't that much. But they went through it methodically, trying to trace down and track down the mistake.
Exactly. And we do a lot of testing and prepare as much as possible to try to avoid the mistakes. But no matter what, there's always going to be something that happens. So I think another part of that is preparation is key. So whenever I'm doing a new experiment within the lab, I'm always testing it 6, 7, 8 times in many different conditions so that I can pick up all of the mistakes, so that by the time it's ready to go for real, then hopefully I've prepared enough and tested it enough to allow it to go smoothly.
Okay, do a commercial for Kagas right now. Okay, I'm gonna give you some airtime here. Do a little bit of a selling job for Kagas. There's moms and dads out there, grandmas and grandpas, and kids. What do you want them to know?
Sure. So KGIS is a club for girls aged 7 to 16. We have several chapters across the country, and our chapters on a monthly basis have regular events where we do fun hands-on activities. Most of the events are visits to workplaces of different STEM professionals. So we get to go into the lab, we get to go into the field, to do these fun activities. So for example, we have been orthopedic surgeons where we went into an actual hospital and did orthopedic surgery on rubber knees, not real knees.
Okay, good. All right, I was a little worried there, but continue. Yeah, okay.
This is the way med students learn. We visited with a U of T solar car team, and we got to actually sit in their solar car, see the solar car, but then everyone got to build their own model solar cars after. We went on a mushroom walk this fall where we learned all about fungus, because a lot of people don't realize that mushrooms are actually a type of fungus. So every month it's a different adventure where we get to meet different role models and explore new concepts. But it's all really fun and hands-on, so that the kids don't even realize they're learning. They're just having fun.
How come we can't have things like this for adults? I would join a club like that. Lorraine,
it would be fun, wouldn't it?
Lorraine, I'm going to give you a chance to do a commercial for, is it the STEM Club Toronto? Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 sec. We okay? It's not coming off. Hold on for 1 second. We're having a technical difficulty. Oh, can you click your mute? Can you click your microphone? Oh, wait, I think that worked. Did that work? No. Click your microphone. It's muted. Uh-oh. Okay, that's all right. We'll work on it here. Okay, we're gonna call her back. And we're gonna try and get that on in just a moment. So now, what do we need to do better with our schools and with our kids, Dr. Larissa?
Well, I think that there are a few different things. And so one is that sometimes within school, some kids describe their science classes as a little bit boring. And so the more that hands-on exploration can be incorporated, generally the more kids are engaged. But there's another thing, is that in history books, including in science books, we tend to see a lot more male than female scientists. And the images that kids see can affect what interests them without even realizing it. There have been studies that have shown that simply exposing kids to a female in a particular field, suddenly the girls, if you test them before and after, are more interested in that field thereafter. So they've done it even with computer science, with engineering. And so making sure that within science classes, the kids are getting exposed to very diverse role models, females, role models of color as well, to make sure that there's good exposure and that kids see themselves in the adults that they're being exposed to.
Fantastic. Okay, I think we've got Lorraine and the girls back online right now. And before we do it, I wanted to give you a chance as well to give a shout out. Is it TO STEM Club?
I belong to the Toronto Catholic District School Board, and the STEAM Club is run at our school, Our Lady of Lourdes. And so it's Our Lady of Lourdes STEAM Club. Wonderful. It's for kids grades 4 through to 8. For our junior and intermediate students, and it's a lunchtime program. They come in and we do a variety of activities, everything from the engineering task to we run experiments, we do coding, we look at, light, everything. All the different disciplines in science we try to touch upon during those lunchtime meetings, and it is one of the biggest clubs in our school. The children are genuinely interested in the topics. They just enjoy it so much. Science is so much fun, and if you do it in a way that's enjoyable for the students, they just love it. So it's good.
Wholeheartedly agree. All right.
Yes.
All right, ladies, are you ready to try it again?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Mai?
Yes, whenever you are.
Okay.
Right, here we go.
Oh, yes, from the acting.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
That me?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and
I was supposed to do that, wasn't I?
Hey, sis. Yeah? I can't reach the stove. Can you help me? Okay, one moment.
Come on. No whammies. Yes!
Woo!
Yes! All right. All right, fantastic. Oh, we just lost our signal there just very quickly. Tula and Mayim, you know what? I'm going to say goodbye to you last. I'm going to talk to Dr. Larissa and your mom Lorraine just very briefly. I want to thank both of you for doing what you do. This is really important, and you're right. It can be so boring sometimes in the schools for science and physics. I loved physics, but I loved when we actually did the applied physics. Not all the writing and the memorizing, which I know is important, but at the same time, it's good to get that hands-on. So thank you for doing this, and I think that there's going to be a lot of futures a lot brighter because of both of you.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for showcasing a spotlight on this so that everyone else can see Tula and Mayim's excellent Rube Goldberg machine and their brilliant contraption, and just learn a little bit more about what's going on.
All right, Lorraine?
Thank you very much for having us on, and again, thank you so much for Kagas. My girls love it, and thank you for having us on today. That's lovely.
Now, where's Tula and Mayim? Where'd they go?
Oh, they're right here. Come on over.
I thought they were already cleaning up. Or
no.
Getting ready for bed. Ladies, I am so impressed. I really, really am. like, I'm impressed with the gadget, okay? It's cool. But I'm so much more impressed with you. You are not only learning something and applying things, but you're excited about it. And that's going to serve you so well in your futures. And I hope you never, ever lose that excitement, please. So thank you very much for sharing this with us.
Thank you for bringing us here.
Thank
you for inviting me.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you very much, Lorraine. Thank you, Dr. Larissa. And once again, the website is kagas.ca. Thank you very much to you. Should we go through? You know what? We should go back and look at the other one. Which one was it? Up. Which one was it? No, it was the examples. Yes. So let's take a look again at some of the other students.
Hi, my name is Darsh, and my name is Ishana, and this is our Rube Goldberg machine. So once I push this down, it will trigger this. Then it will push out this cup, and then this toilet paper will roll. It will roll with this, and then it will trigger this lightsaber, and it will push that car. And if this car pushes, then it'll go here, and then this will fall down. But there's a rope here, so it will like go here, and then this should be here. So there's a rope, so it should come in there. And over here, we put a broom here, so it could be a support. And we put it all the way here. We put some toilet paper here for keeping it swinging back. And over here, we just tied some rope, and then we put the soap bar in here. Josh, could you pass me some soap? Sure. It worked! Hooray!
Hi, I'm Hannah Jacob. I'm from Kikis, London. And the task I want my Rube Goldberg machine to do is to give me a water bottle. So the first part of my Rube Goldberg machine is that I put a ping pong ball through this pole. It will hit this chain of dominoes, which will hit this ping pong ball, which will be near the hairdryer. The air from the hairdryer will put the ping pong ball through the pole, and it will hit the next set of domino chains. And the dominoes will hit this ball, which will land in the cup, which is part of the pulley system. And the cup will go down, and the water bottle will go up and be put into my hand. I'll now be demonstrating my machine.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so important for us to encourage our kids. If we're more worried about the mess they're making, that's discouragement. Yeah, okay, maybe they need to. Every kid doesn't clean up the way they should, okay? I get it. We need to encourage them to make messes. What was the show, The Magic School Bus? What was the name of the teacher? Miss Frizzle used to say, make mistakes, get dirty. That's what good science is. And we're going to need this. I want our kids to be excited about learning, not run away from it. So I think that's absolutely wonderful. I congratulate Dr. Larissa and Lorraine and all of you teachers out there who really push our kids and let them have fun. What was that? Oh, Mike Robin, I'm building one this weekend. I'd like to see that, Mike. I would like to see that. I would like to see that. I am always looking forward to your suggestions. And we have a new email address now, one that's a little bit easier than the one before. It's kevinsisolators@gmail.com. kevinsisolators@gmail.com. What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about, or who do you know? Who should I be talking to? Should I be talking to you? I don't know. What do you want to talk about in isolation? Because I'm running out of ideas. No. There's always a million ideas out there, but I want to talk about what you want to talk about. I've had so many great guest suggestions from you. And I would love to get even more. So kevinsisolators@gmail.com. Tomorrow we will see you again, I hope. Until then, take care of yourself and take care of each other.
Go